Hi world, YouTubers of today. I've kind of fallen in the trap of doing a YouTube video. I kind of like it and it's really cool. But in my last video, I didn't introduce my husband. That's why I was smiling the whole time, by the way. Here's my husband. There's a few things that I wanted to state before I said anything else. I believe in Jesus, and I'm a Donald Trump supporter. I'll always say that in all my videos. The first thing I want to talk about is the midterm elections that just happened a couple days ago. Before the midterm elections happened, I kept hearing things like a red wave, a red tsunami, prophets talking about that happening. And I kind of, in a big way, fell into that trap of believing, like what I was hearing versus what I was feeling. When I heard about the red wave, red tsunami thing, instantly, I don't know if it was from God or if it was from the Holy Spirit or whatever, but instantly, I felt like there wasn't gonna be one. And I denied that. Like, I denied that to the hilt. I was like, there's no way Democrats will ever gain anything, Trump is very popular, which he is. I'm not saying he's not. I'm not denying his popularity. Like, his rallies prove that. Heck, Obama and Oprah couldn't even fill a high school gym, let alone, like, anything of relevance. They had to pay people to come. I'm not saying he's not popular. But, like, I denied feeling that there wasn't going to be a red wave. I denied those feelings. Like, I just, like, lied to myself. I was like, there's no way. Well, then election day came, and although I prayed from the moment, like, it got closer, like, about 2 months or something like that, I prayed every single day for Trump's protection, that angels would be placed at each ballot booth, that the elections would be honest and not there would be no corruption, stuff like that. On my knees, granted. Like, I prayed each day for that. Missing only one day by my fault. Because the day before Halloween, I got invited to my husband's boss's Halloween thing that they do every year with their children and stuff. But it's really coincidental because I didn't want to go. Like, something was telling me not to go. But I went anyway. And my husband really wanted to go. It was for his whole boss's thing. And so I went. And I missed a day of prayer. I got home feeling so tired, I just went right to bed. I didn't pray. But I promised God that I would. But I missed that day, and I felt terrible about myself, and I felt like I'd done something, like, demonstrably wrong. Which I did. Like, you should keep your promises that you make to the higher power. To Jesus. You should keep those promises. And there was reason for me to feel bad and like I had made a monumental mistake, and but the next day I kept praying still, like, for the outcome to go for people that believe in God, like, that trust in Jesus. Like, I prayed that, like I said, every single day. But there's a scripture that I want to just share with you. It's really, really spoke to me. It's Ecclesiastes 10:2, which says, "The heart of the wise inclined to the right, but the heart of the fool to the left." And I find that interesting because, like, I guess that's a reason why, like, I'm a Republican, why I'm a patriot, I'm a conservative. And I'm not boasting about myself. I'm just saying, like, I guess that's the reason why. But anyway, That's pretty eye-opening as a verse. It really is. It's really good stuff. And to me, it directly relates to what's going on. You know how Antifa and the Black Panthers of the world are like out there. We're out there calling for riots, disruptiveness, and I want to speak to everyone and anyone who watches my videos about things going on in the world today and how it relates to the media. What I've seen going on in the day-to-day life, in my own life, is the total opposite of what I see portrayed in the mainstream media. Like, they'll come out with this nonsensical, like, article and journalistic view about stuff that's happening, and then when you see it play out, it's the total opposite of what the media says. Like, as Trump says, fake news. It's completely fake. I mean, there's no truth to it. And what the media doesn't get is you can't make a lie truth. Like, a lie is a lie. No matter how much you try to make it truth, it's never going to be, because it's not truth. And it seems like we've been all lied to. Like, all of us have been lied to in some way, shape, or fashion by the mainstream media. Also, everything truth-based is twisted and distorted and turned into a falsehood by the media. And I find that absolutely crazy. And I'll continue to pray that a cleansing of the media happens. Like, that there's no more, like, false news put out there. Like, that whenever we look at media and we look at what they're saying, that it actually is what they're saying it is. And I agree with Trump that the media is the enemy of the people. There's a lot of truth to that. That's actually very, very truthful. Because right now the media have no rule basis, if you will. Like, they're allowed to say whatever they want. And they should be allowed to say whatever they want. What I disagree with is there's no scrutiny behind it. Like, they can literally say a lie. And yes, they get fired, but there's no fining, there's no going to jail. And I think that there should. I think that if you lie in the media, there should be a dollar amount penalty. And, like, there should be jail time attached to that, because they don't realize that what they say directly affects so many different lives. Like, it's not just their own life. Like, they affect so many people's lives. And
that's where we differ on opinions. I believe that if a journalist says something knowing to be false, it'd be the same as if I did it to somebody out there in the audience. If I say something that I know is false, that's defamation of character. Journalists should not be held above regular people like you or me.
And he's true, we do have a difference of opinion on that. But journalists have a place and position in the world that affect literally everyone. What they say truly does matter more than what we say as regular, ordinary people. And I think that lies should be heavily scrutinized. And yes, I do believe in freedom of the press. I do believe people have the right to say whatever they want. But when it comes to journalism, like, you affect people's lives to a massive degree. Like, I think it should be scrutinized because what you're saying is publicized all over the world. It's not just in everyday life. That's why I think it should be heavily scrutinized. And there should be a certain level of, like, rules that they should have to follow. But then you get into, like, who's controlling the rules. Like, so I get where my husband's coming from. Like, there could be people that control that, you know, like, it's not going to be free. Like, it's not going to remain free. I also wanted to talk about the invasion at the border, and that's what it is. And Mark Levin said on the radio the other day, it's a invasion parade or parade invasion. It made me laugh because it's actually true. We are being invaded. And I do think that Trump should absolutely finish that wall. Yes, in some ways, and out of effect of building it, we will have to pay for it. But if that protects my country, our country, I think it's worth it. I think it's worth the money that would be spent on it to keep out people that want to harm us, that are not going to assimilate. And you can tell that by like videos that have been uploaded. Trump uploaded one. They're throwing rocks and stuff like that. And there might even be like ISIS terrorists out there in the midst of all of it. And there's like, if you look at the videos and pictures that are coming from the invasion, there's like very few women and children, but yet the media wants to say that women and children are coming over here seeking better life. I'm all for people seeking a better way of life for themselves. I'm not against that. What I'm against is people lying and saying that they're coming here for that, coming for asylum, when they're not coming for that. They're coming to like actually harm people. And so I agree wholeheartedly with what Trump's trying to do at the border. Like he says he's going to build tents so he can, talk to them further and see what their truth is, what the truth is behind them actually coming. I totally agree with that. That speaks a lot of volumes to me because he's like on our side to a lot of different degrees. And you don't know all. Everyone knows that Robert O'Rourke is paying their way. The money that he's making is directly going towards the invasion. And I also believe that that's why he lost. Because whenever the midterms happen, the way Texas is, the way the votes are counted there, is it'll go all around the border and it'll circle back to the middle part. And that's why Texas usually wins red. Why Texas usually remains red is because the more eastern you go, the more Republican you get. Like the more conservative people are. And that's why Texas has, for the most part, remained red. It hasn't been blue in a long, long time. That's why. And that's also why I agree with the border being put up, is because it'll prevent people who can't even hardly speak English from voting. And there's a massive voter fraud happening every single year. And if the border wall does not go up, it'll just get worse. And also, another thing that isn't being really talked about in the media is that a lot of places in California in these midterm elections went red. And I don't know if my prediction's correct or not. Who really knows until the moment comes. But I predict that California will eventually go almost all the way red. And that Texas will eventually go blue, which sucks because I'm from there and we want the Democrat to run their state. Because a lot of the people from California are moving to Texas, where I'm from. And I'm from the most liberal part of Texas. I'm from Dallas, but I don't agree with most of what Dallas puts out there. And I absolutely love my governor, Greg Abbott. I love him. He's a nice man, and I'm glad that he won again. Also, I know people need help coming from Venezuela, but they've been offered help already by Mexico. Granted, a lot of people have taken Mexico's offer of jobs, benefits, and housing and all that. They've already taken that, but a lot of them haven't. And I think those are the bad ones. The bad hombres, as Donald Trump calls them. I think those are the ones that are headed our way. And that's crazy to me. And also, speaking on that, about 6 or 7 days ago, I had a dream. And I'm not saying it was prophecy or anything. I had a dream. And in my dream, me and my husband were in our house. I don't know where he was. I never really did see him. But he might be in a part of my dream, but I don't know. I didn't see him. But in my house, in this dream, I looked outside and I saw a man that was a jihadi. He had the Arab turban thing on, and he kept screaming, "ISIS is here, ISIS is here, Islam is here." Well, he saw me look out the window, and he came and sliced me with a machete. And then another one came in, sliced me with a machete. I think they were hunting for Christians. But that wasn't said in my dream either. They didn't state that they were looking for Christians. But in my dream, I inferred that because they said Islam was here, and then he came and sliced me. So I infer that they were on the hunt for anybody professing to be Christian. And I didn't see any, like, fires or anything like that. Nothing falling from the sky or nothing like that. But then one came in after him and sliced me. And then another, and then another, and then another. But yet I didn't die. In my dream, I never did die. Yes, I remember being weak and tired and not really being able to move. Like, and that tells me that the machetes did affect me in some way, but I didn't die. Like, and I remember doing like this and like seeing each one come in and slice them behind me. But in my dream I never did die, and I remember being totally alert through it all, like. And then in my dream, after they seemingly stopped slicing me, I remember getting bored and cleaning my house. I remember cleaning my house up because it was like trashy. And then minutes later, I remember hearing in a far off room in my house, one of the jihadis, I guess, he sounded like he was Arab, being ministered to the gospel of Jesus Christ. I remember that in my dream. And then I woke up. So I don't know what else happened in my dream, or if it was going to go anywhere else. I don't know. But I remember in my dream, Islam came to America. And I don't know if that's any prophecy to the future or what. I don't know. I have no idea. But there's one truth hidden in that. Jesus. And also, another thing touching on the invaders. They claim to be walking the entire way. I don't buy it. I don't buy it for 1 second. I think they're being funded. I think certain people in America are funding their way, including George Soros. And the money being handed out and all that just seems like, to me, from all the rock throwing and all that, like they're wanting war. That's another rumor of war. I think that they're after war. And Venezuela has come out and said they're fully prepared for it. And I pray a lot of times that God would protect America and keep us from all harm. Put angels at the border. And I believe that He will. Like, I think God is trying to protect us from any harm like that. And a lot of people say that Trump is a fraud just wanting power, but I say that's false and untrue. Here's why. A billionaire who has everything and runs for president literally does not need to be president, like he keeps saying. Like, I don't need this. I had a perfect life. Like, but I truly believe that he loves America and he loves Americans. And I don't believe that he's a fraud. That doesn't resonate with me. Nothing could be further from the truth, in my opinion. Like, He already had everything. Why would he need to be president if there was another motive? And his motive, I believe, is that he loves America. And he takes $1 salary. Come on, people. Like, really? He takes $1 salary. Has millions of supporters that love him to death. Like, and he is. I think he deserves that. I think he's shown that he really does care about Americans. And he's even come out and said that he's a nationalist, which means he cares about his own. He does not want to go around and be the world police like so many other presidents before him have been. And I do believe that his word is his bond. Whatever he says he's going to do, he's going to do it. And that's been proven since he became president. And yes, and there's a lot of flack about that, because a lot of people say in one of the Hillary Trump debates, he said that he would have her locked away. But then the first day he congratulated her. But that doesn't resonate with me either, because she has worked hard. Even though she is a criminal and does deserve to be locked away, she has worked hard to get where she is. And I think in doing that, he was just trying to be kind, and get rid of a divisive nature. Like, he was trying to ease tensions, which I applaud him for that, because it takes a strong person to congratulate someone that you seemingly don't agree with, don't get along with. And that's going to be said true for so other many people that he deals with. But I think he handles it like a champ. He's led the USA out of a failing economy under Obama. Obama drove this country to hell. And I think we're going down the road to hell in a handbasket. And I think Hillary Clinton would have just kept that on. I think she would have just led us down the road of destruction. And also, to me, and I believe this, that God put him in office to do great and wonderful things. Through God, for all. To open the door for the harvest to be made. And yes, when that starts, the Bible does say that that will be had in the midst of war. In the midst of, not verbatim, but it's basically saying the harvest will happen in the midst of terrible, despicable things. But I don't believe that Donald Trump will be the starter of that. I believe there's another king or president or ruler that will start it all. And I don't believe that that's President Trump. I don't think he's the Antichrist. But I believe, from a video that I watched the other day, video that I watched today, that the true Antichrist is us, we the people. To me, I think eventually, like I said, California will go red. In all this week, what I've seen, you can't trust prophets of today. Yes, there is some truth to what prophets have to say, but I think a lot of them are false prophets who just want to be heard, who just want recognition. Now that the midterms are over, I believe we should all come together and put our differences aside, because I think that's really the only way to for our country to go anywhere, and to become anything. I think you have to put your differences aside and just love each other. I think love, like the Bible says, is the key to life. Like, without love, you're nothing. The Bible even says, a lot of people in the end times will say that they love God, but their heart was never filled with love. Well, just some things to think about. And if anybody watches my videos, thank you. Have a good day.